This is my ultimate DeWALT tool trailer tour. Let's get started. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am currently on shutdown for the holidays, but I still want to bring you guys exciting new content. You've seen the inside of my tool trailer on some of my Instagram stories and some of my YouTube videos. I've received quite a few comments about the layout and how it's all set up. So I thought, what not better time to get my trailer organized while I'm off on holidays and shoot a quick video, give you guys a little tour on my setup and how I got everything organized. Now, I would be lying if I said I didn't want to shoot one, because I actually have been wanting to shoot one for a while. I've seen some tool trailer build outs on YouTube and they all look amazing, and it inspired me to want to do the same. So this trailer here has been a work in progress over the past year or so. You can obviously tell by the thumbnail that most of my tools, 95% of them, are all DeWALT. Yes, I'm a DeWALT fanboy. I've been using DeWALT tools for at least 11, 12 years. I'm going to give you a quick little tour, show you what I got, how I got everything organized. Organization is key. I hate crawling into the back of my truck. That's why I've got a tool trailer. I've had a tool trailer now for over 2 years, and this is actually my third one in 2 years. I've kept upsizing my tool trailer to meet my needs as I've been going along. This setup right now is currently a 7x14. My last trailer was a 6x12. Just having that extra foot wide and 2 feet long helps huge. Like I said, I want to keep everything on hand so that way I'm not running back and forth to my storage locker or crawling in the back of my truck. I want to be able to fit everything in my tool trailer while I have it on site at my client's house, because this tool trailer does not move. When I'm on a client's house for, say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 8 weeks, this trailer is on site for the whole duration of the project. This houses all my tools and equipment only. I do not haul any material in here at all. No board material, no dimensional lumber, nothing. That's what my truck is for, and that's what my dump trailer is for. So in the meantime, I'm going to give you a quick little tour, show you what my tool trailer is all about. Stick around, you're going to love it. So I have received quite a few comments about my rig. So before I talk about my trailer, I'll give you guys a little bit of info about my truck. It is a 2017 Ram 3500 dually mega cab. This truck is fully decked, leather interior, heated and cooled seats, navigation, sunroof. It has an inline 6 Cummins turbo diesel and ASIN transmission. It has a 6-foot box with a payload capacity up to 10,000 pounds and a towing capacity up to 30,000 pounds. This truck is an absolute beast. So like I mentioned before, it is a 7x14 cargo trailer with 6'6" interior height. It is a 2016 Pace American with 3,500 pound tandem axles. It has a 32-inch side door as well as a 7x7 ramp door. The trailer plugs into shore power. I do not have an inverter or batteries or solar panels. So starting off on the top here, I've got the 50-foot hose reel. Even though most of my tools are all cordless, it's still good to have an extension cord, but one that I'm not tripping over. This is great. I can take what I need and then retract it when I'm done. It's up and out of the way. Here I've got my outlets to power my trailer. Here's my little space heater to keep all my freezables and perishables from freezing over the winter time. Over here I've got little parts bin storage. This is just a bit of a catch-all. Got construction screws here, 4-inch screws from when I'm doing stairs, 1-inch cabinet screws, oak plugs for staircases, some rivets up here and whatnot. Up here I've got my DeWALT job site radio. Always got to have a radio on site. Above, this is my level storage. I've got also some links of ABS, but I keep all my levels up there. My 2-footers, my 4-footers, and my 6-footers. I've got my ones for framing, and I got my separate ones for tile. If you don't know what this is a tape buddy. This comes in handy when you're doing a few links of drywall tape when you're mudding some fresh drywall. Now I wouldn't use this for say a basement if I have 60-70 sheets, but it works great if I'm doing 2-3 sheets. I've got to do some quick tape on some joints. This thing is great. Little Amazon find. Keep that up there. Moving right along, over here is my nail gun and circular saw storage. This is my 15 gauge 34 degrees finishing nailer, my 18 gauge nailer, and my framing nailer, all cordless. They're all held in with stealth mounts. I've found that if you don't go with a good mount like stealth mounts, the ones that you see for sale on Facebook Marketplace that people 3D print, those are okay, but they are definitely not as durable as ones made by Stealth Mount. Over here we got the mini circular saw. We've got the worm drive circular saw. I love this thing. This thing is a beast. And then we got the 7¼ inch circular saw here. Over here is my charging station. As you can see, it's all DeWALT batteries. I've got all my 6 amp hour, my 9 amp hours, all my 5 amp hours, 2 amp hours, and this is where I store them all nice and neat. I've got the fast for docking battery charger here. I got another fast charger here. I got a couple more. They're all stored away. Back here is my alarm system. Yes, I have an alarm system in this trailer. Even though it's hooked up to shore power, if somebody were to unplug my shore power, I have a heavy duty backup battery inside, so if the trailer's unplugged and someone tries to break in, the alarm will still sound. Just above the door here, I keep my cordless blower and my cordless light. Those are for easy grab and go when I come in the door. The blower is great for blowing off customers' driveways. If I have my saw set up, as far as like sawdust is concerned, blowing out the inside of the trailer. Moving back along to my benches here, I've got plenty of bench workspace. That's what I wanted. I didn't want cabinets floor to ceiling, front to back, all the way across. I've got my 7¼ inch cordless chop saw. This does not leave the trailer. This stays bolted onto the counter at all times. This is great for coming in to make some quick cuts of some trim, tile edge, and whatnot. You can see here I've got a blast gate that on the outside I hook up my shop vac to. That way I don't have to have the shop vac inside the trailer when I'm using the saw or have it take up valuable counter space. Having counter space to me is valuable in here. If I want, I can come in here and review drawings. I can come in here and have my lunch. If there's something I want to work on, I've got some counter space. Coming back to the front here, the first drawer here is a bit of a catch-all. A few parts bins full of screws, nails, and whatnot. Door springs, door hinges, stair parts, some lag bolts, But that's pretty much what I keep in here. It's a bit of a catch-all. If I need something kind of miscellaneous, I keep it in here. Again, like I said, more hinges here, more stair parts, stuff like that. The next drawer here, this is where I keep some of my accessories. You know, I got drill bits here. I've got router bits here, Allen keys, Dremel bits, Forstner bits. I've got my hole saw bits, spade bits. That's where I keep all that. The next drawer down, this is all my paint and drywall. I got my drywall hawk here, sandpaper, drywall knives, paint tray. Underneath is paint rollers and sleeves and handles, drywall tape and whatnot, sponges. Anything to do with drywall and paint goes in here. And the last drawer here at the bottom is everything and anything to do with tile. So all my trowels, my tile cutter, got some weedy stuff in here, got backer on screws, weedy screws and washers here, some weedy joint sealant. All my cutting diamond blades are in the corner there, grout floats and what have you. But this is all tile installation. Moving right along to the center drawer bank, the top drawer here, it's mostly woodworking stuff. I've got all my sandpapers for my orbital sander, for my belt sander. Got some corner clamps here, scrapers. Got a couple of cabinet hardware jigs. I've got some chisels. Always have flap discs on hand for when I'm coping, crown or baseboard. I got my air shims. These are fantastic. Drawer below that, this is just a catch-all for some of my tools. Power bar. I've got my DeWALT cordless planer. I've got my 2 cordless sanders here. I've got my rigid belt sander. I've got here my Ryobi biscuit joiner. That is the only Ryobi tool I own. It was cheap. I don't do very much biscuit joining, and that's the only reason why I bought it. DeWALT, if you're watching and you want to send me a biscuit joiner or a belt sander, please hit me up. I've got all my clamps here as well. I've got my sausage gun for when I'm doing any window caulking or weedy joint sealant. In the bottom drawer here is mostly demo tools, sledgehammer, mallet, a couple of mini sledgehammers, pry bars, mixing paddles, my big demo bar in here as well, my drywall mixing paddle. Moving right along to the last drawer bank, the top drawer here is where I keep all my bits. I've got all my little DeWALT cases here with drill bits, driver bits and whatnot. All my driver bits here as well. I've got all my 7 1/4 inch circular saw blades here as well. A couple of magnetic trays. I've got my corkscrew or auger bits here. I've got some SDS bits here as well. Jigsaw blades, reciprocating saw blades. Back here is my oscillating tool blades as well. Just below that is where I keep inventory of drywall screws for my cordless drywall gun, 2-inch framing nails, 3-inch framing nails, subfloor screws for my Senko gun, just some 3.5-inch construction nails and whatnot. Just below that is where I keep my plumbing parts. I've got ABS, some copper, some PEX, some braided line, toilet wax rings, some miscellaneous copper and brass as well in here. Just below that is my electrical bin. I keep some Romex, some BX. I've got some device boxes, switch plates, switches, plugs. For the most part, I don't do much of my own electrical. I've got Vinny, my electrician, but there's the odd time where I may need a device box or some wire, and I've got everything on hand here as well. Alright, so moving to the back of the trailer here, of course, got to have a microwave, and I've got a coffee machine. It's a Tassimo. Can't go a day without some Tim Hortons. Always got some Tim Hortons pods on hand, bottles of water. Up here I just keep rags, some cleaning supplies, shop towels. Back here in the corner I've got all my caulkings, clear, DAP, white silicone. I got my caulking guns right here. Back here is a whiteboard. I use that when I'm trimming out a room or a whole floor. I do all my measurements on the whiteboard. Also keep track of any supplies that I need to replenish in the trailer. I just note them on that. Just below the coffee machine and microwave, I got a little drawer here. Even though I've switched all to cordless nailers, I still have my pneumatic nailers in here just in case. I prefer to use the pneumatic when I'm in and around kitchen cabinetry and doing trim on cabinets, just because they're a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter. I've got boxes of nails in here for my inventory. Keep that all stocked up in here. Just below that, I've got vacuum parts storage. I've got my 2-gallon air compressor with some hose. Under here, I keep a bag of sheetrock 90. In behind that, I think I got a couple of gallons of paint, some trim paint, some sealing white. So up on top here, I've got some more airline. I've got some sawhorses. I've got my DeWALT track saw track up here. I've got some third arms up there for when I'm doing cabinetry as well. So just below that, I have my HEPA dust extractor, DeWALT cordless dust extractor. I've got the little mini shop vac. This thing is great for cleaning inside kitchen cabinets or cleaning staircases of dust. Better than carrying the big shop vac up and down the stairs. This is great. The fact that you can go cordless makes it even better. And just below that, I've got the cordless compact DeWALT table saw. This thing's great. Set it up in 2 seconds and make a couple of quick rips. I'm not ripping any dimensional lumber or sheet goods on this. Obviously it's a little too small, but when you're doing a little bit of trim or installing kitchen cabinetry, this thing is great. Easy to set up, easy to use. So just below the compact table saw, I've got vacuum hose. As well, I've got DeWALT bench. This thing is great, easy to set up. I might buy another one actually because I love this little bench so much. I got some sawhorses right here. Just beside that, I've got my quick drive. This thing is great for driving subfloor screws when you're doing subfloor. This here is my DeWALT mini SDS. This thing is fantastic. I love this. Got some bits in here, but this thing is great. I love it. As well, you always find that you need a socket or a wrench. So I've got the 300-piece DeWALT socket set here with some wrenches. Comes in handy when you need it. So right up here, I've got a DeWALT crate. This is great when I want to come in, grab what I need, load it up, and go into the client's house. I don't carry any job boxes anymore. I actually have 2 full sets of DeWALT Tough Systems. I don't use them no more, just because I didn't like having to remove each box to go into every box, and you have to remove each box to get open the lids. So I like the crate. I can just load up what I need and go in. I've got not 1 but 2 of the cordless fans. These are great. Just below that here is some tile supplies. I've got all my wedges and clips. I've got my grout bucket as well. Back here I've got my DeWALT miter stand. I've got my compact table saw stand here as well. I've got my shovel. I've got my T-square hung up here. Back here I also got my hard hat, which I hardly ever really need. Only we're doing major demo work, I'll wear it, but for the most part I don't generally wear it. As well, I've got my Occidental tool belt and my Occidental carpenter's vest. The vest I wear when I'm doing trim, and the carpenter's belt I do when I'm doing framing. I don't like wearing the bags around my waist when in and around kitchen cabinets doing trim. That's why I like the vest. Just below that I've got all my plumbing tools here. They're all in a bag. I've got my whole hog in there as well, DeWALT cordless whole hog. I've got all my channel locks, all my adjustables. I got my torch in there. I bring this in when I'm doing any plumbing work. This is my everyday grab bag. It's got wrenches, snips, screwdrivers, drywall saw. I got a charger in there. I'll throw my impact in there if I need to. And this I bring into the job site with me every day. Just below here I've got my gas generator. This comes out, and I only use this when, say, we are doing a panel change and there's no power. We need some power. I gotta hook up the trailer so we can charge batteries and whatnot. The gas generator stays on board, and when I need it I take it out, plug in the trailer, run extension cords into the house if we need it for lighting or anything like that. Alright, so moving right along onto the other side of the trailer. Up here I've got my 4-inch concrete hole saw. I've got my 2.5-inch concrete hole saw here. Here I've got my demo rotary hammer. It is a Makita DeWALT. Once again, if you're watching and you want to send me something black and yellow, I don't have a problem with that. Just below that is my money maker. I've got the cordless DeWALT 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. I love this thing. This thing is a beast. And then just below the saw, I've got the job site 10-inch table saw. I have it strapped in with some E-track mounted to the wall. Doesn't go nowhere, but this thing is great too for ripping sheet goods and dimensional lumber. So this is all my parts bin storage, and you can see I have everything labeled. These are the only things I have labeled in the trailer. I have nothing else labeled because at the end of the day I know where everything is. The only reason why my parts bins are labeled is because if 2 or 3 come out at a time, they may not go back in the same spot that they were before. So instead of pulling every single one out to see what I'm looking for, I just have them labeled for quick grab and go. I'll start pulling them out one by one and show you what I got inside all my DeWALT parts bins. So first up, I've got my plumbing bin. This holds all my copper, my PEX. Got some solder in here, some solder paste, brass extensions, shark bites. Here I've got my electrical. Again, just staples, pretty basic. Moretz connectors. I got some Wago connectors here as well. Low voltage staples as well. Smash plates. Always got to have smash plates. Some electrical tape. This one here is all my GRK screws, cabinet screws, construction screws, finish screws as well, anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inch to 3 inch. This one here is everything to do with cabinetry. 3-inch cabinet screws, 2-inch, 1.5 inch, 1 inch, 1/2 inch screws, shelf pins, cabinet hardware screws, cabinet hinge screws as well. You always need an L bracket every now and then. These things here got these 3D printed, so these fit inside the DeWALT cups. These are fantastic when you have small amount of short screws or small parts. This one here is all my finishing nails, anywhere from 18 gauge 2-inch nails to 2.5 inch 16 gauge nails for my 34 degree 15 gauge nailer, pin nails as well, staples for my pneumatic stapler. This is all my Tapcons. This one here is just general purpose stuff, miscellaneous stuff. You know, it's a bit of a catch-all. Spade bits, some sockets, some driver bits, some miscellaneous screws as well. X-Acto knife blades. Nothing really special. I really don't bring this in too often. This is when I'm looking for that one miscellaneous specific thing. Here's my Craig pocket hole jig. It's fairly new. I don't use it too often, but it does come in handy and whatnot. This one here is everything to do with wall anchoring, butterfly bolts, toggle bolts, anything to do with anchoring anything to the wall, mirrors, towel bars, paper holders. And last parts bin is my ramset gun. I went and restocked on everything else this week except ramset nails. I forgot that to check this to see if I was low, but I'll fill that up later on. But this is where I keep my ramset, concrete nails. So up here on these shelves, these are my quick grab and go small storage for cans, my measuring tapes, safety glasses. I got Vutainer shelf. I'll just show you quickly what's up here. Here got a couple cans of acetone. Here is a can of lacquer thinner, some methyl hydrate. This is great for cleaning quartz countertops. Mold control, mold killer. This is fantastic here. I got some pneumatic oil for all my pneumatic guns, some Varathane gloss satin, stone sealer for marble stone, tile and whatnot. I got all my tapes. That should make Milwaukee guy watching happy. That was actually given to me for free by the good folks at Home Depot. Like I said, all my safety glasses here. Up here is my Tough Built everyday pouch. I wear this every day. It's got everything I need in terms of what I would use on a daily basis. Bits, markers, pens, X-Acto knife, pliers / strippers, flashlight, little airline here, my measuring tape. I got a little paint can opener, roll of tape. Got my circuit tester here as well. So this is pretty handy. It's got all the stuff that I would normally use on a day-to-day basis. Just behind that, I've got white lithium grease, penetrating oil, WD-40. I got a can of spray 9. Always got a can of black spray paint, some cover stain, which is great for sealing up any watermarks or stains on ceiling before paint or torn drywall paper. Here's just a quick little grab and go pencils, scissor markers, little paint brushes for touch-ups for cabinets. Always got miter bond on hand, glue in the activator. Got a few cans here. Wonder wipes. These are great for cleaning up paint. Cleans brushes, cleans your hands, cleans any oil sealant off countertops. Always got some tight bond glue, some wood filler, a tube of DAP. Down here, like I said, I have my Vutainers, but I don't keep nuts and bolts and screws and whatnot in them. This is for stuff that comes with small parts or accessories where you end up losing small bits and whatnot. So like this, for example, has my glue applicators. This one here has my miter clamps and clamps. This one here is caulking tool and caulking remover. I've got Allen keys, and this one, these two here. This one here has biscuits from Biscuit Joiner. This one does have some nails because I had nowhere to put them. This one here has airline fittings, countersink drill bits, then some Mr. Clean, some window cleaner. So behind here is more storage. Obviously storage in a cargo trailer is crucial, so you do what you can to get as much storage as possible. So behind the first door here, I've got my DeWALT clamps. Up on the first shelf here, I've got my whole hog kit. I keep that up there. I've got my DeWALT cordless track saw. This thing is amazing. I love this tool. I've got my cordless compact router. I love my cordless compact router as well. I've got the DeWALT cordless laser as well. Just below that, I've got my tripod for my laser. I've got a power bar with the LED light. Here I've got the telescopic job site light as well. This thing's great. I do find that it does kill the battery quite a bit too fast when you have the light setting on high, but you throw in a 6 amp hour battery in there, it will last a little while. Won't exactly last 6 hours, but not too bad. Just below that, I've got some more parts bins. These ones come into the job site every single time. This one here is spade bits, driver bits, drill bits, a few small hole saw bits. This one here also comes into every job site every single time. This one's a must. This has got construction screws, drywall screws, door hinge screws, sheet metal screws. It's got everything. Like I said, this one comes in every single time as well. On the other door here, I've got some more DeWALT clamps. I've got my carpenter square, and I've got a couple of rafter squares as well. So like I mentioned before, I used to use the DeWALT Tough System boxes. I still have them, but like I said, it was a pain in the ass to have to remove every box to get into one particular box. So I switched over to the drawers, and I gotta tell you, I love the DeWALT Tough System drawers. So starting on the left side here, this is all hammers, mallets, dead blows, and pry bars. Below that is just a bit of a catch-all here. I got some miscellaneous clamps, miscellaneous tie downs and whatnot, some trailer parts, some locks for the trailer. Like I said, this is a bit of a miscellaneous here. I might get rid of all this actually. Just below that is my impacts. I've got 2 impacts. I've got a 1/2 inch impact gun. I've got my right angle drill as well. Just below that is my hammer drills. I've got 2 hammer drills, and I've got 1 regular drill as well. Just below that is my reciprocating saws. I've got the mini handheld as well as my oscillating tool as well. This tool is a must on the job site. If you don't own one of these, get yourself one. Just below that is my barrel handle, jigsaw, heat gun, and angle grinder. Moving to the top of the right side, I've got hammer tackers, staplers, I've got thermal temperature gun, my Franklin stud finder. This thing is fantastic. Headlight as well, glue gun, staples. I've got a cordless ratchet, my Dremel tool as well. In the next one down, again another catch-all, chalk, rivet gun, some Allen keys, spray foam gun. I've got these Viking arms that I've got off Amazon. These are fantastic. They're not the actual Viking arms. I wasn't going to pay $300 for a pair of Viking arms. These ones are off Amazon. I think they cost me like 80 bucks for the pair, and they're fantastic. They're heavy duty. They work great. Just below that, this is all my drywall installation stuff. I've got the drywall router here. I've got the attachment for the cordless drywall gun. I've got the corded drywall gun just in case, as well as a backup. Just below that, I've got my variable speed grinder. I've got my cordless mixer here for mixing thin set, for mixing drywall compound. Below that is hand tools, snips, shears, channel locks, adjustable wrenches, pliers. And below that is more hand tools, screwdrivers, drywall saw, couple of Allen wrenches there and whatnot, insulation knife. Down at the end, I've got my trash bag storage, tape storage. Just below that is PPE. I've got my earphones, gloves, rubber gloves, knee pads, some bottles of water, my first aid kit back there as well. Just below that, I've got T-stack organizer. Again, this is just miscellaneous stuff, nuts, bolts, screws, toggle bolts as well. Some electrical stuff, Kelly screws, wax sticks for hardwood floor, for cabinetry, plugs, morettes. Down below I've got the Husky. I believe it's a 30-gallon compressor. That does not leave the trailer, that stays strapped in, and that is hooked up to this 50-foot hose reel. This is great for blowing off your clothes at the end of the job, at the end of the day, when your clothes are all full of dust, blowing off your tools. Here I've got my 4-foot ladder hooked up here as well. Outside I've got an LED light in case I got to load up the trailer at night. This is great little floodlight, lights up the whole area behind the trailer. Inside the trailer I've got 4-inch LED pot lights. They light up the interior pretty great. Also strapped to the ceiling, I've got my third arms, painter's poles. I've got magnet sweeper, broom as well. On the floor, I have rubber floor mat. It works out perfect. They're 3.5 feet wide. Both links are 14 feet long. Keeps the trailer floor nice and clean. Adds a little bit of grip as well. Alright everyone, that is going to be a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed my ultimate DeWALT tool trailer tour. Leave me your thoughts and comments down below. I'm sure I'm going to hear from all the Milwaukee fanboys telling me why red and black is better than black and yellow. That's fine. Leave me your nasty comments. I don't mind. DeWALT users, tell me, do you like the setup? Is there anything I should change, or is there anything that you would do different? Is there anything that I'm missing? What should I add to my arsenal? What's the next tool I should buy? Leave me your thoughts and comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Share with your friends. In the meantime, I want to thank all my clients and followers for all the love and support. I've got more exciting content and projects coming your way in the new year. I want to remind everyone to stay safe, be healthy. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao.